Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to MySQL tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you what are relationships and why these relationships are necessary and how can we implement in MySQL these relationships. First of all, let me tell you why we need relationships. Let's say we have a table or we have a scenario where we wanted to store the data of the faculty and the data of the badges that the faculty is teaching. Okay, so for that purpose, if I write here faculty name or whatever the column name, let's say faculty, and then the faculty age, let's say, and we have the faculty phone, let's say, and then this faculty is teaching some classes. So if I store the same data inside the same table, then what will happen? Let me tell you. Let's say the class name or the badge name, okay, class, and then the timing of the class and so on. So let's say if you are putting all this data together in one table, and for a particular time being or for any situation you wanted to remove any badge of a particular faculty, then how can you remove that? If you remove one badge, you cannot remove only one single column value. Your complete row will be removed. Alright, so let me tell you this. Let's say Ali is the faculty and 50 is the age and phone number is any, and then the class name is, let's say, ABC class, and then the timing is, let's say, 9 to 11. Okay, so this is the data. If I wanted to remove this data from Ali, then how can I remove this? It is not possible to remove only this. When you apply delete query on this particular row, then all the records that are stored in this row will be removed. Okay, so this approach is not a good approach. For that purpose, you have to think first and then analyze the situation and then accordingly break the information and set the information, or you can say set the relative information in separate tables. A faculty is a separate object, and the things that are related to the faculty should be stored in one table, and the things that are related to the badge table should be stored inside the badge table. Okay, so this is how you can do the things. But when we split the record into multiple tables, and then if I wanted to view the records of a faculty with respect to his or her badges, then we need to we need to apply some relationship between both of the tables so that we can be able to fetch the records from multiple tables. This is what the importance of relationship is. Now, how can we create relationships? For that purpose, we need two things, that is the primary key, and the second thing is the foreign key. So what is primary key? I have already demonstrated in the previous lectures. The primary key is a special key or the head of all the columns inside your one table, and this is only one inside one table. You cannot create multiple primary keys in one table, and the primary key column cannot be null. Okay, these are the rules that you should know. And now let's talk about foreign key. A foreign key can be any column that is related to the primary key column. That means if a faculty is teaching multiple badges, if we take this situation, a faculty can have multiple badges or a faculty can have multiple classes. So here the relationship between faculty and the class is the teaching relationship, and one faculty can teach many classes. Okay, so when we think like this, so we will able to identify in which table we should create the foreign key. So it's a hint for you that whenever you see the multiplicity in any table, the foreign key column will be added inside that particular table. Let's say here in this situation, the faculty is teaching many classes or the faculty is teaching one class, no problem, but the relationship is representing here that many is coming with respect to the badge. Okay, so the foreign key column should be there inside the badge table. So if I create the badge table, what I can write here, create table badge or class, whatever you can say, and then come inside and then give here the badge ID as a primary key, integer, not null, and auto underscore increment, and then you can specify primary key as well here. So primary key, and then come inside and then the badge name, that should be varchar 50, and now not null, and you can make it unique as well because class name should not be repeated. And then you have who is teaching this badge, you have to mention that information here as well. So this is the place where you can specify the foreign key. So instead of repeating the name of the faculty, because you have already stored the name of the faculty inside the faculty table, so you are not going to repeat the faculty name again here. It will make their names duplicate, or repetitive data will be stored inside your database, so that is not a good practice. So instead of adding name again, you are adding the faculty ID, that is the primary key of that faculty table that we have created in the previous lectures. If I show you, see at the back end, you can see we have the faculty table. Here inside faculty table we have an ID column, faculty ID. It is a primary key column, if you remember the previous lectures. So I am making this primary key column here as a foreign key. So here the data type should be integer, because here the faculty ID was integer, and then here you can specify not null, and then specify comma, and then here you can write foreign key. This is the MySQL syntax, foreign key, and then write in the brackets the column name that you wanted to create as a foreign key column, and then you have to specify references. So on to which table you are going to make this particular key relate to. So you have to specify the table that is faculty that I have created in the previous lectures, and then the column that you have to specify here, that is f_id. So this is the way you can create the relationship between the faculty table that we have in the previous lectures, and today I am going to create this batch table. So come inside PHPMyAdmin, go to your SQL and paste this query. Simple. Now in order to execute this, let us see what are the results. Go. You can see the table is successfully created, and here when we go on the batch table and open the columns, you can notice here the FID and here the ID are the common columns that I have created in order to join the data of these two tables. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so that's all for today. In the later videos I will tell you how you insert data in it and what are the next features or the other features of this particular relationship stuff. Okay, so thank you so much, take care, Allah Hafiz.